Hey guys, so I am doing a first impressions, hopefully you don't mind seeing two first impressions videos back to back, but these two things were videos I really wanted to make. So this is for the Metal Matte palette from Kat Von D. Now the first thing that I noticed when I opened this was how huge and massive this thing is. This is considered her holiday palette this year, which her holiday palettes are usually big, but I opened the box and I was like, whoa, because I did not expect it to be like this. Now for size comparison, this is the Shade and Light palette. It's like ridiculous. I, for some reason, from the photos that I saw, expected it to be kind of this size, but I had no idea it was going to be this giant. But that aside, it has really cool packaging because it says metal, and then when you flip it, it says matte. There is a term for that in like the graffiti world, and I can't think of what it's called right now when like a tattoo or a graffiti on a wall says one thing one way and then flips the other. I'll have to go like Google it and put it across here somewhere because I can't think of the word. But this was the outside box, just looks exactly the same, and it has all the color names on the back, and then it also came with a little sheet that has a few looks. You got a Metal Maiden look, Velvet Romance, and Metal Matte Mashup. So I guess it gives you a matte look, a metallic look, and then a look using both, but that's pretty cool. And then, and I haven't even dipped into this yet, all I did was I took a picture of it for my blog, and then I want to do like an actual first impression. So you have a pretty big mirror, and then you get 22 shades. All the ones across the top are metallics, the little circular ones, and then all the bottom ones are mattes. So you get a pretty decent color selection. This one isn't like all out there bright colors like last year's her rainbow wheel palette was. So I think this is a good mix of colors that are like neutral enough and wearable enough for people who don't like tons of color, if that makes any sense. So I think what I'm gonna do is what I did with the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and I will just angle the camera down so that I can do swatches like that. I do want to say before I do that, this color Synergy is the only one I notice that is not a new shade, because it is one of her singles of the Metal Crush eyeshadows. So this is Synergy. Same exact thing. We'll have to see swatched, but they look like they're the same exact thing. So yeah, let me fix the camera and we will take some swatches. I'm gonna cover up the mirror so that that doesn't aggravate anybody, but I'll go across the top and do the metallics first, and then I will do the matte shades on the bottom. So, I'll get some wipes ready here so that I don't make a mess of my skin. It sucks that like I can't just swatch here because I have tattoos on this arm, so that makes it kind of difficult. I think I'll just do it on the back of my hand and clean it as I run out of space. And don't mind this. This is like, I keep getting a rash from my wedding rings. It's aggravating me, so I just don't have them on today. So this first shade here is a navy blue, and it's called Nebula. So they're very, very smooth. They feel just like her Metal Crush shadows. So that's one swipe. That is one thing about her palettes, they are always super pigmented. There have been like exceptions in some of her holiday palettes, so that's why I'm hoping the mattes in this one are awesome. But we shall see. So this one is Watt, and that's like a forest green. Actually, it's more like a teal. It's got like a blue hint to it. Very pretty. That kind of reminds me of that crazy teal color in the Nikki Tutorials palette, which I was super psyched about because I didn't have a color like that, and now I have two. Ignite. This one is a lighter blue. It's like a silvery blue, actually. Very smooth. And then tinsel. This one looks like it might be chunky. It's very silver metallic with silver glitter. Oh, that's really pretty. That actually reminds me of one of the Natasha Denona shadows. Ooh, it's nice. Maybe a little bit flaky. Not sure how well it's going to perform on the eyes, but that's a really pretty shadow. Whoa. The only downside to that is I'm going to have glitter all over my hand now. Hold on, I'm trying to get it all off. I don't want that to interfere with the matte swatches later. Alright, then we have glitz. This one looks like a pinkish. Yeah, it's like a cream pink. That one's not super metallic. It's more of like a satin. Oh, I guess it is kind of metallic. Didn't look it when I first swatched it on my finger, but it does have some shine to it. Twinkle is a lavender color. Haven't had any issues with any of them being like not pigmented or anything yet, which is nice. Volt. This one looks like a reddish toned purple with a little bit of sparkle in it. And then Synergy, like I said, which is already a single shadow. I really like this color. I already know that because I use it a lot. It's like a golden brown. And for the heck of it, I'm going to swatch the single right next to it so we can see if there's any color discrepancies. They feel the same quality. Nope, they look pretty much the same. Actually, this one looks like it might be a little bit more red, but maybe it's just the way my lighting is angled. I don't know. They look pretty similar though. Alright, and then there's one more color, which is called Flash. It's like this, I don't even know, it's like a golden yellow. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's like the liquid gold pigment from Makeup Geek. So I'm gonna swatch that right here. Very nice. So if you're looking for a crazy silver and gold, these are both really nice. Alright, so no issues so far with all the metallic shades, and they're all very nicely pigmented and pretty, and don't want to come off my hand that easily. I need to do my nails, I'm a mess. Alright, so I think I got a good amount of the glitter off so that we can do the mattes here. Now, I can't remember what shadows it was from. I can't talk right now. Last year's palette didn't have any real issues, but the year before, I think it was the Starry Eyes palette, there were 2 or 3 shadows in there that were just horrible pigmentation wise. So let's see and hope, fingers crossed, that these are all awesome mattes here, because this will make it a near perfect palette, because these were all really awesome. So the first one is Linen, which is a matte white. This is my first time dipping into here. Very smooth feeling. Let's see if it's chalky. That's what the pigmentation on the finger swatch looks like now. Alright, so it's not a crazy bright white. Pretty decent though. Kind of on par with Sugar Pill's, why can't I never remember the name of Sugar Pill eyeshadows? They're white eyeshadow. I can't remember the name of it, but this is pretty nice. Nice white, and then there's black right next to it, which Kat Von D usually does blacks pretty well, so... Oh yeah, that's like super, super black. Let's see here. One swipe. One swipe, that's insane. Alright, that is a kick-ass black. Then we have Velour, which is a kind of like a bright navy blue. I wouldn't say that's a true navy color, because it's got some brightness to it. And that's a pretty nice shade. We have Stone. Oh no, there's like a smear in that color. I didn't even realize that. Alright, Stone. This looks like a deep gray, which is exciting. really dark gray. And then we have Moss, which is a mossy green. And that one feels a little bit drier than the rest. And I just dropped a chunk of it. I just dropped a chunk of it in that silk color, and I don't want it to... Alright, so those first 5 shades are performed pretty well. Except the white is definitely one you're gonna have to build up. Alright, now we have Ribbon, which is a pretty purple shade, and purples are usually difficult. I believe there were 2 purple shades in that Starry Eyes palette that were the bad ones. And this one doesn't look... Oop. Just dropped some fallout on my hand, so that might be an issue. A little bit patchy, but not too bad. It will probably perform well on the eyes, because I'm sure it blends out nicely. It feels like a nice blender. Then we've got Silk, which is almost like a dusty rose. That's a really pretty shade. Yeah, I like that one. Again, a little patchy on that side. But it feels super smooth like those other shades. I don't know why the Moss one was kind of dry feeling. Then we have Fringe. This is a nice peach shade. That's a shadow you don't see too often in palettes. Ooh, I like that one. Hopefully you can see it. Probably the shadow from my camera like hanging over my hand is aggravating me, but hopefully you can see these decently enough. Feather is like a pale yellow. I don't know about this one. This might be the dud. It feels really like super buttery, but it's not. It's like patchy. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite color so far. Not gonna... Doesn't want to build up that much either, but it's definitely, you can probably pack it on and get... It's a pale yellow anyway, so those colors usually don't show up so great. Alright, then we have Oak, which is a nice deep brown. Well, that one's like super crazy pigmented. I need to stop swatching right over the palette because I'm getting like little crumbles everywhere. That is Oak. Then Suede. This is going to be like a really nice transition shade to use in this palette. Ooh, that's really nice. It's like the same, almost the same color as my skin tone though, so maybe I'd have to use one of the darker ones for a transition shade, but still a nice blending out color. Then we have Bone, which somehow got this velvet shade in it. Let's see if I can clean it out. I hate when the light shadows get dark shadows in them. Alright, this is Bone, which is a cream color. Perfect brow bone shade. Ooh, that one's nice. Super pigmented and very smooth. And then the last one here is Velvet. This is like a deep berry. Ooh, that's like incredibly pigmented as well. Well, it doesn't apply super pigmented though. Definitely buildable. Let's see. Remember, I'm not doing this over a base, so for the heck of it, I'm gonna grab my Urban Decay Primer Potion and see if that applies a little better, because that was one of my favorite colors when I first looked at this palette, and it's kind of patchy, so let me grab a primer. Ow. I know I say I don't like swatching over primers, because I like to show you like its true potential by itself. So I'm just going to put some primer here. I want to see if this fixes the issue with this berry color. Yep. See how much darker and more pigmented it is with the primer. But that just goes to show like how crazy these other shades are. None of those were swatched with primer underneath. So yes, you can definitely fix the ones that are... I'm gonna do that for the yellow too, because that yellow didn't apply very well. I'm running out of room on my hand, but let's just put some... We'll put some primer right here. Let it dry a little bit, and then put some of this feather shade. Oh, it still wasn't completely dry here. That's not helping it too much here. Alright, so that feather shade is just like the worst in the palette. I tried to help it and it's not working well, so other than that, I really like this palette altogether. For 22 shades for only that one to be the real dud, that's pretty good. Like I said, the size of this might be an issue storage-wise because I'm very anal about how I store my palettes, and Kat Von D's been all over the place with the sizes of her palettes lately, so that's the downside. But all these metallic shades are insanely smooth and apply wonderfully, and the majority of the matte shades are the same, so definitely, if you've been waiting for swatch videos and reviews of this palette, I would recommend it if you're a fan of the Kat Von D shadows, because you'll definitely love these. Hold on, Aiden's making noise. So, final thoughts. I definitely like this palette a lot so far. I haven't been able to use it on my eyes because this is a first impressions, but the majority of them, some of that feather color just like flaked off onto my pants. The metallic colors are awesome. They're all super smooth and pigmented. Most of the mattes are as well. Like I said, that the moss color feels drier than the rest, but it still applies nicely. And then the dud is definitely that feather shade. It's not just not giving you any like color payoff. But I hope you guys enjoyed the swatch video. The giantness of this is still... I don't know where I'm going to put this with my other palettes yet, but I will figure it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.